We open with a plane landing and a nervous passenger gripping their seat who turns out to be our hero, Bruce Willis. And this movie, remember, this is 1988. This is the era of the muscly action hero. We kick off with like this vulnerable guy who doesn't like flying, and he's got a teddy bear.
I know. I can totally relate to him gripping those seat handles when he's landing.
Yeah, you're not a big flyer. You go fly a lot, but...
No, I fly all the time for my job, but I dislike it. Absolutely. Totally dislike it. All right, I don't grip the seat handles like that, but I don't like it.
I just found watching it this time especially, you sort of immediately go bang, they're almost hitting you over the head with a sledgehammer of like, this is not your hero. This not your cliched hero. This guy's got vulnerabilities. It really struck me. He
comes across a bit washed up. Yeah.
I think that's the intention, isn't it? Yeah. A bit more relatable.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And we find out that he's come from New York and now in LA. It is LA, isn't it? You don't know. He's meeting up with his wife and kids for Christmas. We get a nice, warm, human opening with quickly established characters from John McClane to his wife Holly and her maiden name, to Argyle the driver, Ellis the coke lover, and the lovely Mr. Takagi, before it all kicks off when Alan Rickman and co crash the party with motives that aren't quite as they seem. But...
I know.
Here's what I want to know, AJ. My biggest question from this movie is, was Ellis banging McClane's wife?
No. Do
you think not?
Desperately... No, he wanted to, right? But I think she might have been persuaded, maybe, but they definitely weren't banging. No.
I got the impression, I'd always assumed before this that he was just a creep, and there was nothing going on. But it struck me this time, I just got different vibes that maybe it wasn't the most unusual thing that he'd said to her or they'd done, and she said no, mostly because she had to go home to her family at Christmas and do all like those practical things. But I sort of this time thought, actually, you two have been shagging. He's in there on her desk doing the coke, like he's very comfortable in there.
True. I just thought that was a sort of empty room that he had access to. I don't know. I don't think so. I'd like to think that maybe she was going to but I think she still deep down had feelings for John and knew he was coming. I don't think they were banging just yet, but he definitely obviously wanted to.
I think if he hadn't been shot through the face, I reckon there was going to be some drama coming when it all came out that while John was away saving New York, she was shacking up with Ellis the coke addict.
Interesting take. Okay,
but there we are. But yeah, this is a Christmas movie. There's no doubt about it. When he's being driven to Nakatomi Plaza from the airport, he asks for Christmas music, and Argyle plays Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC, classic Christmas tune.
So good.
There's Christmas music everywhere. There's Christmas everywhere. It's a Christmas movie. Apparently this is up for debate. How is this even a debate?
Right. Okay. I was going to get onto this later. However,
okay. We can if you want.
No. I got some notes. Right. I got some notes. Just give me 2 seconds. Right, okay, there's been much debate over whether Die Hard is a Christmas film. I mean, everyone I know says this is a Christmas film. Everyone you know says this is a Christmas film. However, in 2017, there was a YouGov poll of more than 5... YouGov, well, YouGov is a polling site in the UK, for those of you that aren't in the UK. Big up the Japanese massive.
But normally reserved for, like... political things or socio-economic things, right?
I mean, it's just any poll, any old polling. I think anyone can set it up as well. But anyway, they polled more than 5,000 British citizens and determined that only 31% believe that Die Hard is a Christmas film, which I can't believe.
Do you think that's those just people on the surface? Your average person in the street that can't really remember it, going, well, no, it's an action film.
Here's the interesting thing, right? Those who did believe it skewed under the age of 24, while those who were opposed and didn't think it was a Christmas film were mainly over 50.
No way.
Which sounds a little bit like Brexit. So there's a link for you.
Politics in episode 1. Can't believe it.
I know. Moving on.
Yeah, but let's talk about how this movie came to be. And fucking hell, this is complicated and there's a lot to unpack, and I'm sure I'm going to miss something.
I'm so glad that you're unpacking it as well, because I had a look at it and thought, do you know what? You can talk about this.
Yeah, great. So it's based on the 1979 novel Nothing Lasts Forever by Roderick Thorpe, which was sort of inspired by The Towering Inferno. And that was meant to be a sequel to the Frank Sinatra film, The Detective from 1968. But by the time they came around to it, he was 70 and turned it down. Although I'm not sure if he turned it down or they suddenly didn't want him because he was old and it wasn't a success.
They were contractually obliged to offer it to him,
That's
I think.
right.
Yeah.
So then Jeb Stewart was hired to adapt the book. And the pitch for the movie was, quote, Rambo in an office building. Which, close, I'd say, close.
I mean, that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I love that kind of short pitch. You go, yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, totally.
There are quite a few changes from the book, which I'll talk about later if we get time. But they brought in screenwriter Stephen Ida Souza to rewrite Stewart's script, and he approached it from the point of view that Gruber was the protagonist, and I love that kind of approach. So that's why I think we see some real different character moments for Hans Gruber, and he's a bit lighter and a bit more jolly in places. But the script wasn't finished when they started filming, not by a long way. I don't even think it was half, they had half the amount of pages that they needed.
Yeah.
And Bruce Willis was still working on a TV show, so he would do that by day and then the movie at night or weekends. And director John McTiernan was only up for doing it if he could have like little moments of joy and it'd be a bit lighter, because the book was quite dark, and he insisted that the plot be changed from 3 days to all happening in a single night, which I think makes sense. Now, one thing you told me on text this morning was that it's not called Die Hard in other countries. I mean, you didn't clearly tell me this. You just sort of lurched into mentioning Germany and Greece and some foreign words, and it all got a bit very confusing.
You thought I was in Germany, which I mean, it's fair enough, because I'm quite often in many different countries, as are you. So it might be the case.
I said, are you still dying hard, I think.
Yeah.
Which sounds a bit wrong now in hindsight. And you said, I'm dying slowly in Germany.
Yes.
Or you said dying slowly in Germany, followed by you can't die quickly in Greece. So I thought, fuck it, he's just left Greece and gone to Germany, given they are the countries you are most associated with.
Yes.
And then it just got very confusing. I think you called me an idiot.
I did.
Yes.
I called you a twat, I think.
Yeah, that's about right, yeah.
Anyway, every film has got its own foreign title, and they translate it for everyone. But I noticed here that the film in Germany is called Stirb langsam, which means to die slowly, which I think is just brilliant.
That's a bad translation, surely.
It's just not great, is it? But the Greek is quite a mouthful. It's Polyskyros Yanapethane. Now,
isn't gyros a food?
Yeah, exactly. And it means like it's quite hard. It's basically it's quite hard to die, or it's quite tough to die, or like dying toughly.
Dying's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's just very funny. They're different languages. So yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad we communicated that effectively.
Got that cleared up now.
Right, the casts and all that stuff. We could or should start with Bruce Willis, but I'm afraid I just need to get straight to Alan Rickman.
Oh yes, I'm so
Hans
glad you're
Gruber.
doing this. Oh mate, what a guy! What a guy!
Brilliant. This and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves makes him one of the greatest actors of all time. One of my favourites.
Yes, and the thing is, there's so many similarities between this and him in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. It's almost the same sort of villain. Totally.
Yeah. I love that his first line that he speaks in the movie, I think, is "Ladies and gentlemen."
It looks like he's about to open some sort of like sermon or something in church. It looks
holding
like he's got
the
a
book,
Bible,
right?
Yeah,
and he looks like a priest, and he actually says, "And you will all be witnesses." I don't know what the accent was. I might as well do bloody long road to freedom, but I won't.
Steady. No wine, please.
Yes, he's not a classic villain. He's singing in the lift, and he's got these mannerisms, and he's sort of so down to earth.
He's whistling like Ode to Joy at some point in the lift, isn't he?
And it's easy to think fondly of old Hans and how He's quite amusing and he's smart and he's got these suits, but he's a stone cold killer. He kills Takagi. He orders his men to shoot multiple rockets at the tank to make sure they kill the policeman. He shoots Ellis in the face. Yes. I mean, he's proper bad guy.
The dastardly villain and the educated villain, I think, has become more of the thing based on his character.
Well, that's one of the things I miss from some of the old Bond movies. You look at like the Goldfingers, for example. Bond and the villain often used to meet up and have a chat.
they complement each other. They are the yin and yang. And
Yeah,
what
I
have
suppose
you.
we got it in Casino Royale a bit with the flirty homoerotic vibes.
It's the kind of villain that's obviously a bad guy, but you...
Did I say Casino Royale then?
You did say Casino Royale. I think you're meaning GoldenEye.
No, I meant Skyfall.
Oh, Skyfall. Oh,
Yes.
God, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love that scene. Mummy has been really bad. Oh, God. I mean, the tension is just brilliant. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that film.
No.
We're here to talk about... Anyway, he's the kind of villain that's like he's a bad guy, but secretly you kind of root for him, or maybe you don't root for him, but you just love you just love his character. It's just great. It's
And
so,
I love the way,
so well done.
You know, he's got depth, and he's as relatable as John McClane in a way, and the way he gets riled up by John McClane is great, especially when Holly says only John can drive somebody that crazy.
Yeah.
Do you know what, I watched the movie and I missed that line, and I wanted to make a note of it, so I was trying to find out exactly what she says. And so I did what everyone does, and I asked ChatGPT. And ChatGPT sort of went, yeah, I know the answer, but due to legal reasons and lawyers in Hollywood, I can't tell you exactly what it is, but let me paraphrase it for you. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure you can. Like, you can tell me lots of things, and it's not copyright for you to tell me the line. So I had an argument with ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT riled me up and drive me that crazy. Anyway, I got it eventually, just rewound it.
Hilarious. I had no idea that ChatGPT now says, I'm sorry, Dave.
Yeah.
I can't do that, Dave.
I also think it's not true. But anyway, I love that the bad guys in this aren't all just muscleheads like in 80s movies. They're kind of nerds, you know, the sort of hacker guys and stuff, you know.
I mean, you've got the two blonde dudes who we'll get onto in a bit, I suppose. And then everyone else is, I don't know, they're just dudes with guns. And then you've got the hacker guy and what have you. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you want to talk about the bad guys? Because the only people I was going to mention was Al Leong, the guy who's in all our favourite 80s movies.
Yeah. There's a scene where he puts his hand under the counter, he sort of looks out the counter and goes, I'm going to have some of those sweets. It's just great. It's I
was going to mention that because that was improv by Al Leong in the shoot, you know. He just did it. He thought his character would do it. And it struck me when I watched it that it sort of cuts a bit too soon on that scene. Do you notice, like, he puts his hand under and it's out, and I wonder whether he improved it and they thought, right, okay, we're done now, cut, you know, and that's literally like as much frames as they had.
Yeah.
And the other one I was going to mention is just Wilhelm von Homburg, who we may know as last seen as Vigo in Ghostbusters 2.
Vigi.